KSOS. My next task is to introduce our new president. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce the president of KSOS 2019-20 to this august gathering. Born to Dr. Achyuta Kurup and Srimati Sharada Kurup as the youngest of 4 siblings, she had schooling at Nirmala Bhavan Convent and Holy Angels Convent, Trivandrum, and she still remembers that she had a miserable first day in school, just like many others. After completing pre-degree from Government Women's College, Trivandrum, she joined for MBBS at Medical College, Trivandrum in 1979. Soon after MBBS, she took her DO, MS and DMD from Regional Institute of Ophthalmology, Trivandrum, and fellowship in vitreoretinal diseases from Aravind Eye Hospital, Madurai. At Aravind Eye Hospital, Madurai, she blossomed into an expert vitreoretinal surgeon. After a brief stint in Chaitanya Eye Hospital, Trivandrum, she became honorary consultant in Cosmopolitan Hospital, Trivandrum, and since 2004 is heading the vitreoretinal unit at Chakrabarti Eye Care Center, Trivandrum. All through her academic career, she had won several awards, which includes gold medal for pathology and microbiology, medicine, and was the best outgoing female student of 1979-84 batch. Her thorough insight into the diseases of uterine fundus and related structures had won her the Ambadi Krishna Menon Endowment. But she was destined to excel in the treatment of diseases of the other fundus. What was a loss for pathology, microbiology, medicine, and OB-GYN have turned out to be a boon for ophthalmology. She has won almost all awards in KSOS. She has also won the National Award for Prevention of Blindness by National Prevention of Control of Blindness in 2007. She won international awards from American Academy of Ophthalmology for Achievement Award, as well as the Best of Show Video Award for Macular Plug in 2016. In the organizational front, she was the editor of KJO for 2 terms from 2005 and Scientific Committee Chairperson for 2014 and 15. While at Aravind Eye Hospital, she was keen on amassing surgical expertise in VR surgery, but Cupid had other plans for her, which she couldn't evade, and finally got happily married to Dr. Arup Chakrabarti, who turned out to be another legend in ophthalmology. While she got the medals, Dr. Arup got the medalist. They have 2 children. The eldest, Dr. Kaya, is a budding ophthalmologist, and Dr. Anirban is completing his internship in Namrata Medical College. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present before you Dr. Meena Chakrabarti, a VR surgeon of international repute and a person who has always strived to keep the KSOS flag fly high.
Thank you, Shashikumar sir. Meena madam, congratulations and wishing you a very fruitful year ahead. Inviting you to kindly deliver your presidential address and acceptance speech.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Tessie Thomas, Director General, Aeronautical System, DRDO, the guest of honor, Dr. Namrata Sharma, Honorable General Secretary of our parent body, the All India Ophthalmological Society, Dr. Shashi Kumar, our esteemed outgoing President of KSOS, Dr. Rajini Casey, the Chairperson of the Organizing Committee, Dr. Srini Edakalan, the Honorable Secretary of the Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons, Dr. Gopal S. Pillai, the Scientific Committee Chairman of KSOS, Dr. Anita Jabbar, the Chief Organizing Secretary of Drishti, Dr. Asha Oye, the Organizing Secretary of Drishti, dignitaries of the dais, my respected teachers, dear friends and colleagues. Please permit me at the very outset to thank each and every one of you for having bestowed this honor of the exalted position of the President of our august body. I am fully aware of the fact that this honor has previously been bestowed upon doyens in the field of ophthalmology, and hence I am doubly grateful and thankful to you for having elected me to this post. As a devout foot soldier and a humble worker in our organization, I promise you that I will leave no stone unturned to prove myself worthy of the trust that you have reposed in me. I must confess that making a public speech is not my forte. I'm rather a quiet person, and I would prefer to remain in my operating room or see patients in the outpatient department of my clinic, rather than mount the dais and deliver an address to an august gathering such as this one. Hence, I pray, please bear with me and hear out my rather unconventional presidential address. I touched the feet of my parents, my own and my in-laws, especially that of my father-in-law, Baba, who has touched my heart several times by giving me a tremendous amount of support and love, especially in the difficult times when, as a young woman, I struggled with the increasing demands of my career as a vitreoretinal surgeon and the responsibilities involved in the upbringing of 2 young children. Pranam to my teachers. I would like to take the names of 3 individuals who had a great role in the formation of my career. Dr. M.B. John Sir, who was then the head of department at the Government Ophthalmic Hospital, which was what the Regional Institute of Ophthalmology was called back then. Kannan Sir and George Thomas Sir, who took the role of father figures in shaping my career and has been mentors to me ever since then. Pranam to my members, to both of my mentors, Dr. Namperumal Swami and Dr. Nachar of the Arvind Eye Care System, where I budded into a young vitreoretinal surgeon. They gave me the necessary courage and the confidence to pursue a fellowship in a subspecialty that fascinated me, a specialty which was rather an unconventional choice for a young woman at that point of time, a specialty which had very few women takers. They gave me full encouragement and confidence to pursue my fellowship and continue in the institute as a consultant in the vitreoretinal department. I would be failing in my duty if I do not acknowledge the influence that Dr. George F. Hilton, the father of pneumoretinopexy, had in formatting my surgical career. As I go through my presidential address, there are certain aspects that I would like to touch on. First and foremost, I would like to share with you my vision for the Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons for the year 2019-2020, touch briefly on an issue which is a little delicate, that is gender and leadership issues, give a word of advice to the bright young minds who are here on ethical code of conduct and how to have a litigation-free career. We are all aware of the fact that we have a non-bureaucratic style of functioning at the Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons, where new ideas are always welcome, where new ideas are thrashed out in a very friendly way, and the best of the ideas is absorbed. The ideas may be educational, it may be ethical, or it may be electoral reforms. Our outgoing president, Dr. Shashi Kumar, has raised the bar of excellence for the post of presidentship at the Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons, and these are the projects that he had carried out. But we are all aware of the fact that the role of the president is very, very short. And before the ideas take concrete shape and the fledgling sprouts wings to fly away to success, the president becomes an ex-president. It is my duty, therefore, to assure our esteemed outgoing president that no stone will be left unturned to carry out and continue the work that is his vision for KSOS. In the next 12 months, my plan is to steer my society into roll out a major advocacy involving media houses so that an awareness of non-communicable diseases, which has sight-threatening sequelae, especially diabetes and a few other diseases, create a tremendous amount of public awareness. We plan to create a network involving the media, involving the TV, radio, newspapers, key opinion makers who may be ophthalmologists, non-ophthalmologists, or social workers in our field, to reach out to the general public. We plan to call this NCD, that is a non-communicable disease awareness advocacy. And I need all your support in carrying out this activity. We plan to focus mainly on diabetes, in addition to which retinopathy of prematurity, myopia, substance abuse, and trauma will also be covered so that the public has adequate awareness to seek medical aid. If you look at the challenges for improving patient outcomes in diabetic eye disease, it is seen that the major challenges that we face are the first three in this list, and our plan is to focus on this: avoid late diagnosis of diabetic retinopathy and its vision-threatening sequelae, have the patients and the diabetic population access to enough patient education material on diabetic retinopathy and diabetic macular edema, see to it that adequate referral pathways are there so that the general physician himself is aware of these complications and can direct the patient to the ophthalmologist. If you look at the barometer study, a recent study which was conducted in 2018, the diabetic retinopathy barometer study, it is shameful to note that 27% of patients either never discussed their eye complications with their doctor, or they did so only after they developed sight-threatening sequelae. So in addition to conducting diabetic retinopathy screening camps, I personally feel that it is our duty to create an awareness in the public that such a complication can occur in diabetes and other non-communicable diseases so that the patient seeks medical aid at the earliest. In addition to this, in the present climate, where the Clinical Establishment Act is a reality, the young ophthalmic fraternity needs guidance on certain important issues such as NABH accreditation issues, construction of eye hospital. We had recently been through the construction of our own eye center, and I am painfully aware of the fact that there are so many things that we do not know, especially how to set up an OT based on NABH standards, whether to go for an RO water plan, whether to go for an A or a B grade autoclave, the licenses and regulations that are required, and how to see to it that your HEPA filter is validated. There are so many issues that a young ophthalmologist will need guidance on. Next is a scourge of third-party assurance that is plaguing us, that is a cashless surgery scourge. For all this, we need a guidance cell. And during my term, at the helm of this organization, I plan to see to it that these are dealt with adequately. I am taking over as the 45th president of the Kerala Society of Ophthalmology and as its third woman president. I have had a 4-year-long tenure as the editor of the Kerala Journal of Ophthalmology, a single term of 2 years as its scientific committee chairman. If you look at the history of KSOS, from its inception in 1974, we have had 2 women presidents before me. Shaila Kumari ma'am in 1984 and Mary Kuriakos ma'am in 1991. And after that, there has been a long, barren, woman-free 28 years where the male leadership has continued to lead us. I came into the picture in 2005 as the editor of the Kerala Journal of Ophthalmology, then again as the scientific committee chairman, and I'm taking over now as your president. Gender inequality, if you look at it, is fast disappearing in all walks of life. If you look at the medical profession, if you look at all the practicing physicians in our country, more than 34% of these are women. If you look at young, bright youngsters entering the hallowed portals of our profession, you will see that the number of women in the last few years have outnumbered the number of men. Why then are we not taking up leadership in professional organizations? How many of us lead state societies? How many of us lead major subspecialty societies? Is it that we are not capable? Is it that we are not aggressive enough? With our ability to multitask, with our ability to pursue whatever we are doing, with single-minded devotion, it should be possible for us. It is just that we are not coming forward. It is my request to the capable women sitting here, the remarkable and capable women who are sitting here, that should they aspire for the role in an organizational status in the society, they should come forward willingly. If you believe you can, you are halfway there. So believe in yourself and please come forward. We outnumber the men here, so we should be leading the society, not our male counterparts. I know that when gender and leadership issues are concerned, there is this daunting task of balancing professional goals and family obligations. The priority that women place on the family is much more than that of men. Childbearing, child rearing are very important issues that we go through, and it should never ever be relegated to a back burner status. These are very important issues you are investing for the future. However, please bear in mind that we are not going through life as if life is a 100-meter dash. We need not achieve everything at the same time. When your family obligations force you to take a break willingly, but keep yourself updated. With the amount of resources that you now have at your fingertips, you can definitely keep yourself academically updated. And once your obligations to your family is over, return back to circuit. Pick up the threads of your career from where you have broken it off. Come back with full steam and achieve whatever it is that you have in mind. Never give up your dreams. I sincerely hope that my successors will be able to announce proudly that 50% of leadership in our organization belong to women. And then from then onwards, gender issues in ophthalmology will become a non-issue. The last part of my address is to the bright youngsters here at the portals of a very successful career in ophthalmology. I would like to share with you a few caveats on how to maintain a good patient-doctor relationship in this advancement of medical litigations. These are caveats that I learned from my teachers and which I have been practicing for the last 30 years as a private practitioner. Improve your interpersonal skills. Speak to your patient. Talk as much as the patient wants you to talk. Your FaceTime with the patient should not be limited to just taking his medical history. Empathize with him, sympathize with him, find out a little about his family. I had a professor who used to write down small things on the side of the case sheet. If the patient's son has a child, a new grandchild was born in the family, or the patient's daughter's wedding was due, and the next time the patient walked in, he used to ask them, "How is the little one doing? How is your daughter now?" It makes the patient so happy. If you develop this interpersonal relationship with the patient, the litigious atmosphere to a certain extent can be diffused. Secondly, you are expected to perform with reasonable professional skill. So it is necessary to update yourself constantly, not once in a while while attending a continuing medical education program. Please update your skills constantly and document your findings. With this, you can have a good relationship with your patient, a very enjoyable relationship, doctor-patient relationship, a very rewarding relationship, and avoid litigations. If you treat people right, they will treat you right 90% of time. The rest of the 10% you may be dealing with a skewed personality and you can do nothing but pray to God. But 90% of time, if you treat your patient right, they're going to treat you also the right way. Before I wind up, I take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you. I need your support, your guidance, as well as your constructive criticism in further streamlining the organizational activities of our association. I take this opportunity also to thank my family for the tremendous amount of love, care, and support that I have received from them. From my husband, Dr. Arup Chakrabarti, he has been there for me always, a constant pillar of support. Thank you, Arup. To both my children, Kaya and Anirban, for having grown up to be upright, honest, compassionate physicians, and as a mother, I'm really proud of you. Once again, I thank each and every one of you. And if by my actions, I'm able to inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, then I would feel that I have succeeded in my role at the helm of this organization. I thank you very much for your patient hearing. Jai KSOS, Jai Hind.
Thank you, madam, for that very inspirational, path-breaking and motivating speech. Now we come to the main part of this function, the inauguration